All right, this might sound familiar. You're a little bit good at a lot of things. You know, maybe some editing, you tried a few business ideas, learned a few new skills. You maybe even have a full Notion page of ideas that you never followed through on because on the surface, it looks fine. It looks like you're figuring it out. You know, it might even look productive or even feel productive. But let me ask you something. How long have you actually been exploring? Has it been 6 months, a year, 2 years? Listen, I know this isn't the first video that you clicked on relating to entrepreneurship. So how long has this cycle been going on for? And at what point does this exploring just become hiding? And I didn't want to say this. I mean, look at some of these guys your age who are actually winning. Not the trust fund kids, not the ones who got lucky. I'm talking about the ones who actually built something. You do realize that they're not any smarter than you, right? They don't have more hours in the day, and they definitely don't have some secrets that you don't. So then what is the difference? Well, it's at some point they picked one thing and they didn't stop. That's it. That's the entire game. And so while you were watching videos on 7 different side hustles, they were getting dangerously good at one thing. You were debating whether to learn copywriting or web design, and they were 6 months deep into one of them and already getting paid. And the gap between you and them, my friend, that's not talent. It's not intelligence. It's reps. They have significantly more reps than you do. So really quick, there was a concept that changed the way I kind of think about this. And once you hear it, you're not going to be able to unhear it. It says competence is the only cheat code that actually works. Not motivation, not morning routines, not vision boards, not manifesting. Competence. I mean, think about it. Like when you're really good at something, everything else just kind of falls directly into place. Confidence, well, you don't have to fake it because you have proof. Money, people pay for competence. Opportunities, they come to you because you're the person who can deliver. But here's what nobody really tells you. Competence isn't talent. It's not something you're just born with. It's what happens when you do one thing long enough that you stop being bad at it. It's literally it. It's a very simple formula, actually. It's just repetition plus time. And so here's what you're actually going to do. And yes, I need you to actually do this. Okay, don't just nod your head and keep scrolling, okay? I need you to pick one skill. Okay, not two, not one main thing and a side thing. One. Just one skill. And you're going to commit to it for 90 days. That is it. 90 days. Not the rest of your life, not forever. Just 90 days of showing up every single day and working on this one thing. But how do you pick what skill? Exactly. It's actually quite simple. You ask yourself 2 questions. First, is somebody already making money doing this? If yes, it's a valid skill, so don't overthink it. Second, can you tolerate doing this even when it's boring? Not do you love it, not is it your passion. I mean, can you tolerate it? Because passion comes after competence, not before. Nobody's passionate about something that they suck at. You'll start to love it once you start getting good at it. So you're going to pick the skill, you're going to write it down and understand for the next 90 days that everything else is a distraction. Now here's what is actually going to happen over the next 90 days. And I'm telling you this up front so that when it hits, you don't, give up. Because there's 4 phases and each one has a wall that will make you want to stop. Wall 1 being, I don't know anything wall. And this is the first 2 weeks when you start to feel like an idiot. Everything's going to be confusing. You're going to be watching tutorials. Nothing's going to make sense. And you're probably producing work that just looks horrific. And so you start comparing yourself to people who have been doing it for years and thinking there is no way you will ever get there. And to be clear, this is actually quite normal. This is supposed to happen because this is the phase where most people quit and go and pick a different door. They tell themselves, this just isn't for me, or maybe I should try something else. You're not supposed to be good yet. That's literally the whole point. Your only job in the first 2 weeks is to just show up, be bad at it, and that's it. I mean, be terrible, but then come back tomorrow and do it again. And so then you have wall number 2. And this is the I know enough to see how bad I am wall. This is the worst phase, okay? Because this is where the majority of people give up. Because at least in the first phase, like you didn't know anything. So you didn't know how bad you were. But now you know enough to see the gap between where you're producing and what good actually looks like. And this is the phase that you're going to look at your work and think, man, this is garbage. And honestly, it might be. But listen, the fact that you can tell it's garbage means your taste is developing, and it's developing faster than you're skilled. And so that's a good sign. And I know it doesn't seem like a good sign, and it might even feel like it's evidence that you're not cut out for this, but push through it. Just trust that the gap closes. It's just not going to close as fast as you want it to. Then you get to wall number 3, which is the plateau. And this is around month 2. Okay, something weird happens. You just stop getting visibly better. You were improving fast in the beginning, and now it feels like you just completely flatlined. You're putting in the same hours, but the progress just, stalls. You hear the devil on your shoulder telling you that you've hit your ceiling. You're not one of those people who gets really good at things. You should try something else while you have time. Let me tell you exactly what is happening here. Okay, so your skill is compounding. You just can't see it. I mean, think of it like working out, okay? You don't see muscle growth every single day, but one morning you wake up and you look in the mirror and your body just looks different. And skills work the exact same way. The reps are stacking, the connections in your brain are forming, you just can't visibly see them or feel them in real time. And so the people who push through this plateau are actually the ones who become, dangerous. And so now you have wall number 4, which is the click. So one day, and you're not going to see it coming, this is all going to click. You sit down to do the thing and it just flows. Not like perfectly, but effortlessly almost. In a way it's never done before. You look at what you produced and for the first time you think, this is actually good. Not good for a beginner, just good. And that feeling, that moment where competence clicks, nothing else in the world feels like that. Not buying something or posting something, not getting a compliment. It's this deep, unshakable feeling of, I can actually do this. And the best part, nobody gave it to you. You built this. Rep by rep, day by day, and you did it in silence. Now, there is something that nobody really talks about. The hardest part of this process, it was never the skill. It was never the reps or the boring days or the plateau. The hardest part was choosing, because choosing means closing every other door. And the moment you close those doors, you've made a bet on yourself, a real one, not a let me try this and see what happens bet. This is one I am going all in on kind of bet. And that terrifies you. But do you know why that terrifies you? Well, because as long as you're still exploring, you're safe. You can tell yourself any story that you want. I haven't found my thing yet. I'm still figuring it out. I just need to try one more thing and it'll all click. But the truth, you haven't been exploring. You've been hiding. Because if you never go all in on one thing, then you can never truly fail. You never have to face that possibility that you gave something your all and yet it still was not good enough. And that thought, that very specific thought terrifies you more than anything, even more than being average. And so what do? Well, you keep one foot out the door, always, on everything. In your business, in your relationships, in your skills, your goals, you're always half in. So that if it doesn't work out, you can tell yourself that you didn't really try. And that story, that I didn't really try story, is the most comfortable prison in this world. Because it protects you from failure, but it also guarantees that you will never win. And so here it is. The thing that's actually been holding you back this entire time. It was never about finding the right skill. It was never about motivation or discipline or morning routines or having enough time or money or resources. No, you've been keeping one foot out the door your entire life, not because you're lazy or because you lack focus, but because if you never go all in on one thing, that you never have to face the possibility that you gave it everything and yet you still failed. And so you stay safe or average. And then what do you call it? You call it exploring. But here's what I need you to understand. The risk isn't committing. It was actually never in committing, because people who win are not the ones who found the perfect things. It was the people who picked one thing and refused to leave the room until they were just dangerous at it. Competence doesn't come from finding the right door. It comes from walking through one door and never looking back. And so let me actually paint a picture for you. It's been 90 days from now. You're someone so completely different, and not because you followed some secret formula or because you found a hack, but because you did something that 99% of people will never do. You chose one thing and You didn't quit. And so you came out the other side. The world, it looks different. People ask for your help. Opportunities start coming to you instead of you chasing them. Money follows because you are no longer competing with anybody. You're competing with a few people who were stubborn enough to stay in that room. You weren't lucky. You didn't have talent. You just straight up refused to leave. And now you can always keep exploring. You can always keep opening doors left and right and continuing to close them. Nobody can realistically stop you, but in a year from now, you will be in the same exact spot, watching somebody your age who's already dangerously good at something, just wondering, how did they do it? But now at least you know they didn't do anything special. They just picked one door and walked right through it. So I need you to pick yours and do not come back until you are dangerous.